What is going on, guys? Today I have with me the Mako or Mako V3, however you want to say it. I've had this knife for about 3 months now, and a subscriber emailed me or commented a couple weeks ago and asked me to review this. In the process of trying to review this, I made some slow-mo footage and I tried a couple other things, and the video editing software I used would not edit 240 frames per second. So this review is going to be pretty simple, just because I don't want to wait another whole week to upload. But yeah, back to the review. I've had this for about 3 months now, and honestly, it's probably been one of my favorite trainers, especially on the lower end. So I have Blade HQ pulled up right beside me, and you guys can probably see it on the screen. I'm just going to run through the specs on this just so I can go ahead and get that out of the way. And right now, it is November the 9th, and they're actually sold out. Squid just posted on Instagram a couple days ago saying that they are going to restock these. But yeah, the overall length on this is 9.75 inches. The handles are 5.5 inches, and the blade is 4.5 inches. For the handle material, it just says aluminum, and for the blade material, it says 304. So I'm not exactly sure what that means, but with the trainer, I don't think it matters as much. But yeah, kind of diving into this at the $75 price range, I definitely think if you get this, you are not going to be disappointed. When it comes to higher end knives, sometimes you can you almost get a certain standard, which honestly it should be that way for a lot of the balisongs that get over $300. And there's a couple of them, I'm not going to say them until I review them. There's a couple of them that I think should be quite a bit cheaper. Yeah, going back to this, flipping this has been honestly really fun. It does pretty well in rollovers. It does pretty well in aerials, chaplains, any choker fanning. Honestly, it's a very well balanced knife. I'll show you guys where the center mass is, right around there. Yeah, like I was saying, I've had this for 3 months now. The two main drawbacks that I've noticed, and the first one is probably me. I don't believe this was a manufacturing default or defect, but sometimes whenever I'm flipping it, the actual tip of the trainer blade kind of rubs right there, and it'll actually almost get stuck sometimes. So say like you're doing something like that, it'll get stuck, and it messes up the flow. Other than that, another thing I noticed was the handle finish on this is bead blast, and with the bead blast, it's a pretty deep bead blast, so it's pretty porous. And whenever you're flipping it, if you flip it for a while straight, you can actually notice that the feel of the handle changes, and while it's changing, it actually looks dirtier. It's just kind of the pores. If you have any dirt on your hands, it'll kind of get stuck in there, and you can actually notice it. I don't think it's too dirty right now, but you can actually notice whenever the pores start to get filled up, and it kind of changes in texture. Moving on to the blade, I like this design. My main complaint with the blade itself is only this little notch right here. I would prefer for it to be smooth, only because whenever you're doing certain ricochets, and like even if you're not fanning, but if you're twirling and your fingers get a little low, a lot of times it can come back and it'll crack you in the knuckle just like that, and it is pretty pointy, so it hurts, and it almost makes you want to grab another knife to flip. But moving on from that, I like the bottle opener. It gives it a little bit of functionality while at the same time being a trainer. Honestly, one of the cool things with this is, say if I slide out my BB bar fly, if you're wanting to go with like a bottle opener option, I recommend the Squid. The Squid Industries Mako V3 over any of the BB Barflies. Now, with that being said, I actually haven't flipped a BB Barfly Pro, but with this, it just looks sleeker. I think it looks a lot better than the BB Barfly Pro, and like I was saying, it's all going to be preference. From what I understand, with the BB Barfly Pro, the tolerances are going to be better than just with the OG BB Barfly. But I just like this a lot more because it just looks a lot sleeker. Yeah, other than that, for this price point, if you guys do go with it, I don't think you're going to be disappointed in it. Like I said, I've had it for 3 months, and the only thing, other than the other 2 cons I've said, the only other thing I can really think of is the aluminum in the handles. I feel like it's a softer aluminum, because I flip this thing 99% of the time inside and over a carpet in a bed. So when I do drop it, it's falling on something soft. Now sometimes I flip it on concrete, but there's carpet over it, and that's, like I was saying, I believe that's how the little blade rub spot got there. I think it just kind of bent it. But dropping this on any sort of concrete that's not covered is definitely going to mar up the handles quick. I flipped this outside to try to get that slow-mo footage, and there's like a little chip there, there's a little blemish there, and there, and there. And honestly, I feel like that's going to come with any aluminum trainer. But for the price point of this, when you compare it to like a glider, Sahara, or honestly any of the gliders, I wouldn't even compare it to them, because it's a different price point. I feel like if you're going to compare it to that, you might as well compare it to a like a Squid trainer or something in the same price point. This is not quite half the price, but I mean, you're looking at 100 and how much are they, like 150, 130, somewhere in there, down to 75. So I mean, it's almost half the price. I don't think you guys are going to be disappointed in this. It's definitely something I'm going to keep in my collection. I'm going to use it as a beater. I can justify it. Some people may not be able to justify using, you know, a $75 knife or trainer as a beater, but for me, I can justify it. I don't have any regrets buying this. Yeah, like I was saying, if you guys have any more suggestions, any more questions with this, any suggestions on a video, or even a discussion in a video, feel free to leave it down in the comments below. Trying to get back into making more knife videos. I've been kind of inconsistent here recently just because I've been super busy. But yeah, other than that, I'll let you guys hear this thing a little bit before I close this video out. There you go, so you guys can hear it a little bit. But yeah, other than that, be sure to comment down below, and you guys take it easy.